Whew. So I've been gone for a while. And yes, I did post on my YouTube channel a few weeks back. I posted a couple of videos of my trip to Serbia, and I still have actually more to post about that as well. But as I was editing those videos, I did come across a roadblock I always come across when it comes to YouTube videos. And that is just getting that content out there, that is making the time to edit the videos. And although I enjoy it at first, I tend to just forget making that time and then the videos don't come out. That being said though, in general, my content even on Instagram and on TikTok haven't been that consistent. And some of it comes from being disorganized, and some of it also comes from just being overwhelmed. And so I've had a lot happen in my life, and that's sort of also contributed to the factor of overwhelm. And that's what this video is about, and just kind of how I got myself out of it. And I'm doing this video in hopes of inspiring you, if you are feeling the same way, that it will get you out of the rut, hopefully. When I say a lot has happened in my life, I'm referring to the fact that my grandpa passed away, which I didn't realize was going to take such a toll on me. And I thought I had it all in control, but it just kind of crept into my life, like the grief and the energy that it took out of me to grieve the loss. We also did go through some hardships, and we still are with our business, and it's getting through, but there's still difficulties being an entrepreneur and running a business, and constantly, having to create your income and having to um, create new things for your business in order for it to actually flourish and not just die off. All this led me to just a lot of stress, like more stress than I ever thought I could experience, and stress that was also very hidden, that I wasn't aware of I was experiencing at the moment. Without being too negative, the best way I could describe how I was feeling was that I felt like I was consistently sinking deeper and deeper and deeper, and no matter how much I tried to tread through the water to get to the surface, like something kept pulling me down. But had I not kept treading, I would have gone even deeper, and I would not have gotten out. All that negativity also made it really hard for me to create, hard for me to, create things in my life, create projects for our business, um, and let alone the idea of showing up on social media and creating something content for social media and trying to be positive on there, because there's so much negativity on there. But I felt like I just wasn't being honest. It got to a point so bad that, like I said, I couldn't show up on there feeling like I was being honest to you guys. And I knew then that I needed to make a change. Now I finally feel like I'm closer to the surface of what I was talking about. I'm not there yet at the surface, but I'm close. And I feel like because of that, I should share kind of how I got myself out of the rut, what I did. And I want to better show up for you guys now in hopes of inspiring you. But that all said, like, I know I mentioned some negative things now. There have been some amazingly positive things that also happen in my life. I mean, I got to travel to my home country, Serbia, and I got to go to Montenegro and enjoy the European beach coast. And that was such an amazing trip. It brought me closer to myself. I connected to myself better. I knew my culture more. I got to meet family. I got to understand where some of my beliefs of my values come from, and why I have those values, and they're rooted to my culture. It also brought back more positivity in my life, because the people there I found were very positive, and it inspired me to continue to create for my life. It inspired me for a bigger goal, and now I have a bigger goal in mind, and that's kind of pushing me and pushing the needle forward. I also, throughout this period of time, got closer to God, and I can't stress enough how much God had just helped me throughout this whole journey, and really was such a big contributor to keeping me from giving up. He gave me faith, um, you know, he showed himself in so many ways throughout my life in the past year, and it strengthened my faith in him. I now am able to understand like the concept of God, the concept of faith, the concept of like believing in something bigger than myself. And this past year has really emphasized, whether you believe in God or not, what it has emphasized for me is like the importance of believing in something greater than yourself. So if you've been following me from the very beginning, you know that I run the gym. I opened the gym with my partner, Novette. This is our gym right now. I'm in it. And so when we were leaving for Serbia, one of the obstacles that we came across was how would we run this space while we were gone? Who would take care of it? How would we make income while we're gone? And make sure that we're just not losing income throughout the whole trip, because we're personal trainers. So our income solely comes from training clients. And if we're not training clients, how will we make income? And so that's kind of where I say it's God, but you can call it magic, whatever, stepped in. And lo and behold, like literally a week prior to us leaving for our trip, we got 2 emails within the same day from 2 different trainers asking to use the space and rent the space out. And now because of that, we have 2 subcontractors working out of our gym still. The timing of the subcontractors really worked out, but we also took a major leap of faith to just trust them with our gym keys. Like we made copies of our keys. We trusted them with the gym. We trusted them with the keys. And, you know, we thought it was a gift from God. And so we just took the opportunity, and it was a rewarding opportunity. And that's one of the things with being an entrepreneur. You're always taking risks, and some of them are going to be great risks like this one that's rewarding, and some of them not so much. And so that's, you know, where my overwhelm comes from. That's where the stress comes from. It's like part of the risks that you, partly because of the risks that I have to take as an entrepreneur. At the same time of our subcontractors, we also hired someone that was solely working with our team. And that was the first team member for us besides the 2 of us. And it was great. That person showed up for the space, they cleaned the space, they ran our classes. We also learned a lot from the experience of how to, you know, coach someone and how to mentor them and how to show up properly for them and be able to shape them into the person that they want to be and help them reach their goals, while also not putting only your beliefs on them and not giving them space or like the ability to grow themselves. So it was a big learning lesson for us. It was very scary and it was a lot of pressure. But I would not take it back, because I feel like it also taught us a lot about ourselves and our business. Then another awesome positive change in our life was that we moved. So we moved actually closer to our gym. So now we're walking distance from our gym. The space is bigger. Because it's bigger, we have more space for our stuff. It doesn't feel so cluttered. It's easier to keep it organized. It's easier to keep it clean. And although it's bigger, it just feels homier. And I feel very good about the space. And I feel like we just outgrew the old space and we were ready for a change. And it took a big leap with this space as well. But I feel like it has been rewarding in the sense that we're closer. It feels more homey. It feels like a really safe place to be in. And I've just been able to call home home, instead of before it was like dreading to go home because it was just so overcrowded and so cluttered and I couldn't handle it anymore. But now you can see how there's just like so many moving pieces in my life that were happening. There was like a change after change after change after change. And all those changes, though, led to a consistent amount of stress and eventually overwhelm. And so at one point, all that overwhelm, all that stress, it made me feel like I just couldn't do it anymore. And I was looking for a way to survive. That's what I felt like. I needed to just survive and get through to the next day, even though there was like good and bad things happening. And it got so bad to a point where my sleep got really bad. my nutrition got really bad. I didn't work out anymore. And it got to a point where I just felt like an extreme amount of imposter syndrome trying to show up for my clients, trying to show up in front of social media. Because the thought of showing up on social media or showing up in front of my clients, telling them to do something, but I was not doing it, just felt so wrong. And at that point, I started to even question, should I be a trainer anymore? Should I be a coach anymore? Like, is this even for me anymore? Or is this a sign that I need to, maybe let it go and start to pursue something else? Good news though, I think I'm planning to stay. And a couple of months ago, I finally just had enough. 3 months ago, I finally had enough. Like I decided that I couldn't let myself be in that spot anymore. And I started making little changes. And, I first committed to smaller actions like taking my supplements. And eventually it led me into cooking more at home and not eating out as much. And eventually that led into working out more. With all this that has happened, I realized though that I did, and I still do, have a lot of limiting beliefs around my life and around my business. And it's something that I have to consistently work through, that I kind of let them slip in my life back again because I was so wrapped up into like business and so wrapped up into like so many things I needed to do all the time. And I let that part of my mindset go. And because I let those limiting beliefs in, all the negativity started coming in. And with the negative mindset, I was just attracting more negativity. And so I've worked through some of these obstacles. And now because of all of this, I'm able to see and recognize my obstacles more. And I've been slowly working through them. And that's what I want to show you guys. And so why am I exactly making this video? Why am I showing up on here? It's because I want my content now to be the journey of me getting out of this, rut, and me getting my life together, putting my, getting my healthy habits in check, getting back to the gym, getting back with nutrition, and sharing with you how I did it so that you can do it too. I want to share how I'm able to create balance between my workouts, my nutrition, and running a business, and, providing at home as well. Because I'm sure that a lot of you are in maybe similar positions. I want to share my journey of becoming a better trainer, becoming a better person at home, a better partner for an event, becoming a better business owner, and just becoming a better version of myself. I plan to show up here more regularly, showing like day in the life vlogs or my workouts, recipes, and also just any obstacles I might come across and how I get past them, how I navigate through all these areas of my life, with hopes that my journey and me sharing this will inspire you to be able to do the same. To be honest, I don't exactly know how my videos are going to end up looking like, but I want to showcase more of my life, the highs and the lows of entrepreneurship, how I build my health back up, how I build my life back up. I also want to shift the misconception that there is around personal trainers having all their shit together around like nutrition and being healthy and being active, because there's a lot of trainers who come across overwhelmed. There's a lot of trainers who also come across imposter syndrome, because they feel like they have to maintain this image in front of their clients, and then it becomes less humane. It becomes less, relatable, because we're all putting up a front to show up as the best. But we're telling our clients too that they don't have to show up as their best, that it's okay to, to have fun and to live a healthy lifestyle, but also not put too much pressure on ourselves. But then here we are putting pressure on ourselves to look a certain way or to maintain certain habits. So I want to share all of this that I go through in hopes that it's going to inspire you if you are going through similar things and if you are going through difficult situations. Maybe you are in a rut like I was, or maybe you're just in a similar situation and you're trying to work your confidence up and work on creating a healthier, balanced lifestyle. Or maybe you really decided now that you want to make that change, that you can't do this anymore. So if that's the case, then follow along with my journey. Follow along with me as I share with you what changes I've made, how I've gotten pretty close to out of the rut now, and share with me as well what you got out of the video, so I know more of what kind of content I should create. But again, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for following along. And if you want to follow through my journey, then hit the subscribe button, hit that like button so I know that you liked the video. And I will see you in the next one.